Good. I love how you doing.
Yeah, most definitely appreciate it. But yeah, so how did you start to switch over to like more into the blockchain technology? And could you kind of explain to the audience, what is blockchain and how it works?
Oh yeah. So the short definition of blockchain is a distributed ledger. Um, I guess a more user-friendly definition is a decentralized database. So that's kind of it in short. The how I got introduced to blockchain actually when I was in man, you know what's the funny part? It's only a small group of people I've ever told this to, but they really it was man, I forgot who it was. Like, see, it was like a little vivid period and stuff in my teenage years, but I do remember like it was a couple of teachers like at Cross Keys. What's that all Newhouse Ferry? Cross Keys Elementary, I think. So like yeah, so like my nana, my this I'm going back now, but my father's mom, my nana, she used to be like she used to be like she educated. And she just had all different her hands with our teachers. So she she used to recommend it. Like sometimes she like her little older friends that'd be substituting to call her. Can your grandson come into the school and help me put these grades in or wah 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 wah? So I do remember like back in '08 when Bitcoin first came out. That was the year I graduated too. I was 18 years old. It was a couple people that was telling me about them, but it's like I ain't really hearing it. So it's like I'm gonna just say it was a couple people talking to us about this like the year we was graduating. And man, I remember too, it was under 25 cents at the time as far as a Bitcoin. I really wish I can go back on those days because I was thinking so small. I'm trying to grab an ounce for $100, flip it to $200 and make 100% profit at 18. I ain't thinking about grabbing no coins at four coins for 25 cents that's finna grow over 20K in the next 10 12 years. So
Right,
like, but they did tell us about it though, but it was like we weren't hearing that in 2008. So anyways,
right, yeah,
the first person I ever seen and even really it came back was in New York. My homegirl Naomi. We had a little lunch, so she talking to me about opportunities, and she had used Bitcoin to pay for something, and she like, you know what this is? I'm like, I think I heard it a couple years ago, but like not for real. Like, what is it? She like, well, it rose in value and stuff like that. I'm looking at it, I'm like, dang. So when I was in New York, yeah, the homegirl Naomi, she was using it to pay for like some little lunch or something that we had to do. And she wanted to help the miners get paid. And I guess that's how they get paid every time a Bitcoin get used or something. So she ain't really know nothing about it, but she was like, if I ever like learn more, like just let her know, because she was all like we always teaching each other about the game. But so really like in 2015, that's when I'm in New York, it was a lot of stuff out there where I'm like, let me learn about this. I came back to St. Louis. I actually started working on this project um early on called like Collar.io blocks or something like that, which was like really trying to build like a little visual, like a little blockchain and stuff, and like sell like the blocks to folks. People was not understanding what I was talking about, so I kind of put it to the side and really brought it back out around 2018.
okay.
Yeah.
And now was it more successful in 2018? Like,
Oh
was you able
yeah,
to capitalize on it more?
yeah, it was real successful. And we got so much more work to do, but yeah, 2018 that was successful. Like I have did like a ICO initial coin offering. We since then converted all of our stuff from I like to call them indivisible assets versus divisible assets, but basically NFTs from cryptocurrencies. So it's like at first it was like, okay, we got like this certain amount of cryptocurrencies. Now it's like we got this certain amount of NFTs, but with the NFTs, it's better for me because it's like I can have a visual or a graphic on it. And I don't really want none of these investors who invested into me to be purchasing. I mean, you can exchange any type of like digital asset for still some type of service, but it's a difference when it's actually like money. So yeah, that's we had a lot of success with that. But the thing was, I'm like, let me get like 12 or 15 people. I brought them in for some little small amounts. And then let me take this same little thing and bring it to like a little corporate stage. So that was my idea, trying to, all right, let me talk about this stuff at Best Buy and Target now based on what we was doing local and try to raise even more funds. Um, but it's just so much work to do and things like that. In 2019, I had won this competition at this event called the Washington Elite Summit out in Washington D.C. Co-founder Bruce Porter Jr. And man, that was some serious competition, but it was a lot of things I learned out there. A lot of different attorneys talking about different regulations and stuff from the SEC. A couple of people from the Federal Reserve was at the speech I had to do at Best Buy. So learning more about it, and then just learning about like the pros and cons with cryptocurrency and blockchain. Man, yeah, but financially though, I could definitely say we raised some funds and things like that. Some of our investors still kind of waiting on some things, but right now what we doing, like we just building so much opportunities, because at first we had an investor come on board, get some of our cryptocurrency, and when people purchase either like a class, an app, or a website or something from our platform, they can get a certain percentage of that. But now that we got different services like all this artwork, we launching platforms related to air flights, water services, and different stuff. So the coin can be the coin or the ID that's attached to these NFTs. Really, that's what it is now. These NFTs can be used way more than just when people purchase a class, sign up. And this all prior to COVID too. So like at first I'm doing classes every weekend. When the COVID stuff happened, you know, a lot of people ain't trying to have their kids around a lot of folks and stuff. And then I'm a people person. I love to do the internet stuff, but usually like my thing is on site. So I had to kind of like reinvent the wheel and switch it up and broaden like my products and services for people to purchase so these investors can benefit. But we'll share more about that on artwork.photo, this AGI.audio stuff. But yeah, it was dope. And the reason why too, I think, you know, more people learning about Bitcoin. I had to do a lot of things too, like create like attractive marketing material and stuff like that. But what really made that come about too, like in December 2017, like I said, I sold the domain to Balenciaga in that summer around August. So that December in 2017, I had went to Atlanta. It was this tax company that I had charged like $1,000 for this little one-day consultation fee and whatnot. And what was it? Man, dude like wanted like this little blockchain, little app or something like that, which it never worked. I think that company ended up filing bankrupt and shutting down, the bad bankrupt type stuff. Well, it's only now he actually shut down. There wasn't no bankrupt. Him trying to move his money in a smarter way. But at that time when I thought it was all legit, what was I gonna charge dude? I think I was gonna hit dude for like probably like 150, 175 or something like that. So it's like it just kind of went sour or something like that due to some other people I had on board as my as like the little what's those people like
board, like the board of directors or
more of a I would really just say like an assistant to keep it simple type stuff.
Right, got it.
So as my assistant sending back like they speakers fee and stuff, they just putting an extra amount, which making the client tap out. But I'm charging dude like I say 150 to 170K, and which it ain't never go through, so I don't think I got that check, but you know it was looking real good. And I'm like, man, when I get back to St. Louis, I'm in Atlanta for this one. I'm like, when I get back to St. Louis, I'm like, people need exactly what he was finna pay for, but everybody don't have six figures like that. So if I can get them to come on board and maybe charge them what I'm charging certain folks just for a consultation versus for an actual blockchain wallet project, they can come on board. I'm like, even if people don't understand why they may need one, they still need one type stuff. I'm like, now I could just charge people to teach them how to use other applications like Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, MetaMask, all these different wallets, but I could just have them invest into mine because it's really not that hard to code it and scale. It's just about really growing it. So with mine by default, I had mine completely different. Like I wasn't gonna start it from zero. I already just like I can talk about that a lot, but pretty much when they purchase something off our platform, if they use like your cryptocurrency ID, the investor or whoever own that ID or that coin get a certain percentage out of that. So some investors had got some pretty big returns. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so, like I say right now, still waiting. But that's because some people kind of listen and did what I was saying more than others. I ain't gonna lie. Some people kind of just like sitting and waiting, but that's not for our investors to do our job. It's just some of our investors actually did my job with me, and they seen results faster, to say the least.
Right. So basically, and that's a smart idea, to be honest. So they won't have to pay so much up front but instead, what they can do, they can just give you a percentage, whenever it takes off. Is that basically how it works?
No, what they do is they pay up front to basically get like a certain quantity of assets. And then when somebody purchasing a product on our platform, they have to use one of those assets as part of the order form. So whoever asset which is connected to an ID in a sense. So you could think of it really as a promo code, and whoever owned that promo code get a certain percentage of that transaction in a sense. So like
Okay.
at first we didn't have to, and I could do it simple like Lewis, any students that you tell to come to my platform to sign up, or people that come purchase a product from us, just let me know that you told them to come, and I'll throw you $10 or something like that.
Right, got you.
10 people come, they tell me, yeah, Brother Lewis told me, okay, I owe you $100. So we could really do that socially. I just chose to kind of, I guess, code that little type of thing up to kind of help us saving time from talking to people. So really like a little referral code, but tying around cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Right, yeah, most
Now
definitely,
the
most
problem
definitely.
is we gotta increase the value with our sales. So it's like it's easy to sell the stuff because everybody want to put their bread in and get a bag back. But like I say, to actually deliver on all this stuff and actually have stuff that's worth selling, since just the classes, at first I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep doing this for the next 10, 20 years. But since the last 2-3 years, we did a lot of developments to make sure our platform got way more things to sell, so our investors
Right.
can have a more chance at getting a return versus just classes or apps and stuff like that.